пожаловать на очередной выпуск. И сегодня у меня в гостях довольно-таки интересный персонаж, легенда медийного футбола, Роланд Узома Кинг. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I just want to remind you that this whole podcast is going to be in English. So if you see, there's going to be subtitles right over here below. Yeah, and I'm really happy to meet you here.
Same here, man. Same here.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Congrats. So let's start from afar. You're from an awesome country, Nigeria, on the west coast of Africa. You know, when I was getting ready for this interview, and I was exploring your home country, and I realized that it's so diverse. I mean, they got like plenty diverse range of languages, or different cultures, and while exploring, this whole African culture, there are a bunch of them.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And you got like Yoruba, you got Igbo, you got Hausa, and the first thing I want to tell you is that Ekabo. Is that correct?
First of all, I'm from Igbo, like you mentioned, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. And you just said Ekabo, which is in Yoruba language.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Igbo. I just understand Yoruba a little bit, but in Igbo we say a different thing, so I mean, you can try to do your research again to find out how to say hello in Igbo.
I'm so sorry, man.
No, it's okay. I really appreciate the research you've done to get that deep to find out these major tribes in Nigeria. It's impressive.
I mean, I have some friends from Nigeria back in the United States, and there's a common thing for a lot of Nigerians that they lean on traveling to, Western countries such as United States. There are a lot of different diasporas there in the United States as well.
Yeah, sure.
And in England, those KSI people,
right.
blogger.
I mean, he's Nigerian as well.
Yeah, he's Nigerian, and I was watching, Instagram reels and YouTube shorts, and I've seen your channel as well, and it was really funny to see your reaction on some really good jokes and memes, and I decided to see all those languages that you have in Nigeria, and I can say that is so complicated. I mean, the grammar is really tough.
Well, what can I say? I feel like if you don't go deeper into knowing Nigeria, they will be very, very complicated for you, because in Nigeria, for example, we have about 54 languages, minimum, and then we have English as the official language. Yeah. So if you don't understand English, first of all, everything about Nigeria is going to be complicated for you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So like, as long as you understand English, you don't necessarily need to speak the remaining languages. You know, they're like very local and very limited to different cities in the country. So like, understanding English makes it less complicated for you as a foreigner. Even me as a Nigerian, like, there are a few people that don't speak English properly as Nigerians, but they're very good at speaking the local languages. They kind of struggle communicating with people that are not from their region. So like, this case of Nigeria, quote unquote, being complicated, it's a very common thing for a lot of people.
Yeah. So you came to Russia, and you have started learning Russian as well.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I had to.
How difficult did you seem it to be for you to learn Russian? Because it's really hard, for foreigners as well, because the grammar is really tough as well.
Right.
And especially in terms of speaking with locals.
Right.
And since you're soccer player, football, sorry. Fellow Americans,
football,
it's called football, not soccer, you dumps. And since you're a football player and the most of your communication in Russian, how hard is it for you?
First of all, football is already a language. I've been in football for a long time, that I understand that football is a language. That's why you have people from Africa, you have people from South America, Brazil, and co, living comfortably in a country like England, in a country like Spain, even when they speak different languages, because everybody understands football. So bringing it back to me here as a foreigner, as a football player, of course it was difficult in the beginning, because I had to use Google to communicate. I had to use Google to do literally every single thing I needed to do. But the moment I started playing football, I realized that most people actually here don't speak very well, but they understand. Do you understand? So it kind of made it easier for me. Sometimes I have to say some things in English. I just don't have to speak fast. I have to speak slowly with the football guys or all my colleagues that we played football together. I had to like talk slowly in English for them to understand me, because they all had to tell me that they learned English in school, but because of lack of practice, so they don't really understand when you speak very fast, or they don't speak as good as I would be able to understand them. So like it was a bit of a struggle, but the fact that speaking slowly helped me communicate properly with them, so it made it easy. Of course, plus Google Translation. Every single time it gets difficult to say anything, I just use Google. You know, or like everybody knows here, Yandex. You know, I didn't know about Yandex before.
It's much better right
now.
now.
Yeah. You know, so I had to like, okay, how do I make it easy for people to understand me? People introduced me to Yandex because I try to use Google a few times. When I say something in Google, it doesn't translate it properly to the Russian that they would understand properly. So I had to download the Google, the Yandex app, and then kind of juggle between the two apps. And that's been that. It's not just in football. It's literally every area of my life now. In the beginning, you know, now I kind of speak more, so I use less Google and less Yandex now.
So, how many years you took to learn like Russian while you talk to locals?
Yeah, like, you know, there's something interesting I figured out. Usually, in general, I'm not very good with languages, to be honest with you. All my life, I've only been able to speak two languages, which is the language from my native city in Nigeria, and then English. English has been my first language all my life. So, like, I had to, like, make it up in my mind that I'm going to immerse myself into learning the Russian language when I first came. So I started reading books. I started reading the Russian literature. I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, you know. I tried so hard. I even went to cinemas in English with Russian subtitles, but then it didn't help me. And then I wasted years trying to read about the language instead of speaking the language. So when I now decided that, okay, enough is enough, I'm not going to learn by reading anymore, I'm going to learn by speaking. Then let's say like a year or going to 2 years, I started speaking with mistakes, obviously, and I just got better. You know, I just kept getting better for me. Every time I spoke, I would hear people speak to me. I would hear the sound of some words that I already read about, and then just from speaking, it got way better for me. You know, like I can say, I can speak to a good level now because I started speaking in like a year a year and 6 months thereabout.
I mean, what about if you're in a changing room with your co-players? You know, like for example, Skarastov, all your career. You used to talk to coaches. You used to talk to your players. Maybe there were players that from other countries as well, but most of them are Russians. And you had practiced more of speaking Russian with the players and coaches as well, because they spoke to you especially in English, or like you had to, you know, understand what kind of topic they're talking about. Maybe after the game they're telling everybody that what was wrong at the game, and you understood everything that they told you.
In the beginning it was difficult to understand everything, obviously, but before I started speaking, I was already understanding a few things, because remember I told you I read a lot of books, so it helped me understand more, but not help me to speak more. Do you understand? So while the coaches always try to communicate, I would understand, because they don't just communicate by just telling you, they communicate by showing you. You know, they have like a football board that they show you that, look, this is where you move, this, that, and of course, you know, they try to mix it with English, with the accent and things like that. But like I focus more on what they show me, you know, and it kind of makes it easier for me, you know. And most of the guys still try to improvise and speak English, even though it's bad. I kind of get what they're trying to communicate across to me, you know. So in general, there's like a balance. They speak in Russian when it's difficult. I try to understand, and then they try to speak it in English to kind of form a full communications path for me to understand.
So your country, Nigeria, is a really football country.
Right.
A lot of different players are from there, and they're really skillful in how we say it in English. I know, like, there's a YouTuber. He says it. Tekas. You got tekas.
Yeah.
So a lot of Nigerians, they watch Premier League of England.
A lot.
And maybe you have a favorite English team.
I mean, I wouldn't say, to be honest with you. I feel like every Nigerian who grew up watching Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Liverpool. These are like the most popular teams in Nigeria. So like I had my brother supporting Chelsea, and then I had a few friends supporting Manchester United, and then I had some people supporting Arsenal. So I was always all over the place. At first, I kind of tried to support Arsenal a little bit when Arsene Wenger was there, but then they weren't winning any titles, so I just stopped. But in general, I just like English football as a whole, you know. So
these two buddies of you, they still support
Man United,
to today, no matter what,
no matter what,
results.
to today, they've just been heartbroken so many times supporting Arsenal, you know, that we believe they can survive anything at this point. Yeah.
So how did you start playing football? Like, what was the beginning? Like, how did you make a choice? You know, play football.
Yeah, you know. Football in general, like you said, is like a religion in Nigeria. You know, it's like Brazil. We love football. Whether you like it or not, you just have to play football. Do you understand? Football was a way we spent time with friends as kids. Do you understand? We had to, if we gathered as boys, the first thing that comes to our mind is, let's go and play football. We don't go and say, let's go and play video games. It's later that we started thinking about video games. But like, we would always think, how are we going to play football today? Where are we going to play football today? Who are the football that we can use to play today, you know? So like, that's how I started with my friends. First in my city in Imo State where I was living. And then we started playing as friends for fun. And then it was beginning to show that some of us liked football more than the rest. So some of us started looking for academies. I started watching people like Ronaldinho. I started watching people like Thierry Henry, you know. I started watching people like, of course, Delima Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo when he was much younger. So like, I started believing that, okay, if these guys are all cool, great footballers, I loved the idea of being a football player, being a superstar from football, you know. So like, immediately I started looking for academies, you know, where I could join. And in Nigeria then, the biggest academy then was Pepsi Academy. You know, Pepsi drink, they used to have this big academy in Nigeria, you know. So like, I tried to get into this team, but it was difficult, you know. So I spoke to my brother. He tried different ways to help me get into an academy, but it was just difficult. So he created an academy for himself.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother literally created his own academy, because in our area, there was no official academy there. Everybody was just doing their thing. So he created an academy. I joined this academy, you know. I remember he called it Chelsea United because he was a Chelsea fan. He's a Chelsea fan. He's still there. So I started playing in this team, and then he changed the name to like Best Stars FC or something like that, football club and things like that. So that's literally where it started for me. I started playing. So it became more like a path. It was no longer a regular footballer that plays with his friends. It was now an academy footballer. That's who I became. So that's literally where it started. Playing in Chelsea United, that changed to Best Stars FC. And then from there, I moved to Lagos, you know, which is very popular in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. It was in Lagos that everything kind of like opened, that I met different people, different footballers from different parts of the country. Yeah, so that's that.
So what kind of accommodation does this academy has right now? Like, you know, how many fields? Do you have like a special places where the kids live, or how does it work right now?
Because of finance, you know, a team like an academy like Pepsi had everything you needed. They had the complex, they had the hostels for the football players that lived very far. But if you lived close to the stadium with your family, you didn't need to stay in a hostel. So, but the academy I joined was not far away from me in Lagos, because I moved in with my uncle and my sister in Lagos. So I had to go from my uncle's place to the academy every single day, every time we had trainings, because it was very close to me, probably like 15 minutes away from me. So I didn't see the necessity to live in a hostel, and I just literally stayed in my uncle's place and just taught it every day, and that was that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I remember when we were recording this video for Art Poll, he invited us because he wants like a World Cup, and I was presenting United States, you were presenting Nigeria, and when he asked everybody, what is your goal after, you know, winning this whole prize, you told that you're going to send all that money to your football academy.
Yeah. That, you know, everybody has what inspires them, you know, like for me, I don't just play football because of the money. Football is very important, you know, but like money is very important in life, obviously. But at the same time, I love football, like love football. You know, I enjoy being a football player. I enjoy the atmosphere in football. The money is a plus, which is expendable. So like I wanted to do this because I always have my coaches reach out to me like, yo, we have some players that look up to you, you know, that want to follow the path that you follow. They get inspiration from seeing you, from watching you play, from seeing your videos, you know, just having you go from the lowest level, like where they are now, and then where you are. So I felt like, oh, okay, I've tried a few times to send them money sometimes, you know, so like I felt like what would be a better way to support them, because they are really struggling now, because there are so many academies in the country, but there are not so many sponsors. So I felt like, okay, if I can win this money, it will be very helpful to buy them a football jersey. If it's cheap, if it's possible to buy cheap football boots for some football players, because some of the players has left home, some of them are from poor families. So I wanted to be able to buy them football jerseys, send money to buy them football boots, to support the ones that couldn't afford football boots, and buy more footballs for them, because there are fields, you know, but there are not many good footballs, especially, you know. So like, and I understand how difficult it was for me while I lived there, how difficult it was for us to get enough balls to have for the whole team to be able to train, you know, and things like that. So I felt inspired. I felt rooted, you know. I felt like I owe this to my academy where I played, and I owe this to my coach for training us for free. You know, some academies you have to pay to play in these places, but I had to train. My coach knew at some point that I couldn't afford it, you know, so like I just felt inspired by this. I felt moved, you know, so like it's not the first time I've given them something, but I just felt like this money would have made a bigger difference. You know, so I was just moved, you know. That was the plan, but unfortunately I couldn't win, so life continues.
Yeah, that's really inspiring, actually, because, you know, you help your brother with the football academy, and there are how many students are there right now in this academy right now?
There's a lot, you know. It's academy, you know. Some people come, some people leave, you know. So I feel like they are probably around about 40. Yeah, you know, there are different ages, you know, but like I think like the 16, 15 ages of players are probably like 25 or thereabout, and then the younger ones probably around 50, and then the ages just changes, you know, it just varies, but I think around 40 or thereabout. So I feel like getting the jerseys then would have made a lot of difference, you know. So like, yeah.
So for them, you're like a local hero, and
literally that. It's just an inspiration. It's not just me, you know, like it's just around our academy. I had a few other players as well. I have players in different countries, you know, like it's different for different people. You know, every area, every academy has like a player they look up to, and they looked up to, and they still look up to. You know, just around my academy, like I'm one of the ones that really like made it out of the whole system there and just went somewhere far away, you know. So yeah.
So tell me more about your move to Russia, and why you have chosen this particular place. And as far as I know, not many people come from there here. And what was your final decision look like? I mean, you had like a deck of choices where to go, or you went I want to go to Russia straight away. How did you?
It's interesting because I never planned to come to Russia in the beginning. Yeah, for real. Like, I had an agent, obviously, like every other football player. Back then, I only just returned from the national team, on the 17 national team, because I had 2 different agents that were juggling to see who I'm going to work with, you know. So like the agent that took me to the national team, we stopped working together, and then I had another agent that brought an offer for me to go to a country like Mozambique, is in Africa. And then he had another opportunity for me to go to a country like Ethiopia. They had clubs, but these are all African countries. And I felt like as a young player, this was not the best direction for me to follow. And then 2 to 3 weeks before I came to Russia, he told me that, look, there's an opportunity to come to Russia. It's not sure yet, but there's an opportunity, you know. I'm like, Russia, why would I come to Russia? Like, I wasn't thinking about it, honestly. I'm like, okay, I mean, compared to Mozambique, Namibia, and Ethiopia, this is definitely much better. And then I'm thinking, okay, how is it going to be? And then 2 weeks, he told me, it's getting real. That was my agent telling me it's getting real. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So I went to see him. I had a meeting with him, one of my older friends, you know, like he was a professional football player. So we kind of sat down, we spoke to the agent, and the agent was like, it's real. Like, there's an opportunity to go to Russia. I'm like, okay. And then the ticket was very expensive back then, I remember. And then it's like, but you have to like bring part of the money to sponsor yourself, because if you really want this move, except you want to go to the African country, and the salary there is going to be definitely small. So I felt like, okay. And he told me that he has a correspondent here that's going to receive me at the airport. And then we decided, like, I remember 4 days to the day I traveled, I still didn't have my ticket. You know, like, it was like 2-3 days later, before the day I traveled, when I got my ticket. And then I'm like, oh, really? It's finally happening. Yeah. I'm actually going to Russia. And then that's just how it happened. It all happened very quickly.
So you traveled like straight to Moscow?
Straight to Moscow. Yeah. I've never been anywhere else. Yeah.
What was your first impression? Like,
to be honest, like, you know, there's like this whole propaganda about Russia. Yeah. You know, the negativity towards black people and things like that. Of course, we had Ahmed Musa here, who played for CSKA Moscow. He was the captain of the national team of Nigeria. So he was here then, and then he left and then came back. Well, like, he was there at that point. I felt like, okay, if Ahmed Musa could survive here, I can always come back to Nigeria if things get difficult for me here. You know, I came, it wasn't very cold. Yeah, at first it wasn't very cold. It was around, I think, July or thereabouts when I came. It was supposed to be normal. Now, that's a great weather in July. But then for me, I felt like, I mean, we had this idea in our head that Russia is very cold all the time. All the time. I didn't know there was summer. I didn't know there was time. There's a time where it can be much hotter than Nigeria in general. Yeah. Yeah, but then in July, I came. I had like a very small jacket my mom gave me. I came. I saw the people. First thing I saw was everybody was just smoking around the airport. You know, it's not very common. In Nigeria, people smoke, but like literally everybody, almost like 90% of the people I saw was just smoking. You know, people were outside, the police were smoking, the men smoking. So I was just standing waiting for the guy that was supposed to come and pick me. I came through the Modedovo airport, so I was just standing outside, and the guy came after like an hour or two. So I didn't know what to do. I was just standing there. I remember it almost started raining a little bit, so I was just looking, and people were walking all over the place. I was a bit nervous at first, in the first 10-20 minutes, but then it became normal, because when I realized that nobody really cares, you know, everybody's just minding their business, smoking past, because I wasn't the only one that came. I wasn't the only foreigner, literally. So when I saw everybody paying attention to their own thing, doing their thing, so I just felt like, okay, I just stood there, and that was just my first impression. Like, why was everybody smoking? Women, men, you know, like, especially in a country like Nigeria, not a lot of women smoke openly. A lot of women smoke, but like not like in a public place, you know. But it was very common here when I came. You know, I saw women, a lot of girls smoking, a lot of boys smoking outside. Easily, it was not a thing of, oh, why are they smoking? Everybody was just normal. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I just chilled and like, okay, interesting situation.
I mean, it's better than not drinking vodka right over there. I mean, yeah. And what was your first team in Russia?
First one?
First team.
Team. I had like this amateur team I played for. It's called Khazar-Linkaran.
Khazar-Linkaran?
Yeah.
Знакомо?
Yeah.
We know. I know that team.
Yeah, I played for this team. You know, we were playing at Khimki.
Khimki, yeah.
Yeah. We kind of won the Ploshad Liga then in Khimki.
Plюшевая Liga?
Yeah, we won it at some point.
Yeah.
When I was there, I think I was like the second highest goal scorer or something like that. So that was like, we were first playing, because I was living somewhere around Butovo and the team was around there. So we started training. My friend was training with the team. So the coach invited me to come and train with them. So I trained with them. After like 2 trainings, he was like, I should join the team. And then that became my first like official team here. I mean, I had other times I was playing with my friends in like AFL, you know, things like that. But like Khazar-Linkaran was like my first official team that I played in a league with and things like that.
So you told me about your first impression of Russians, and you know, this is the first time I've ever heard somebody say it's like, oh, they're just smoking all along.
Yeah.
And what was your first reaction, first impression of a Russian league, and you know the level of it, and how did Russian players play? Is it more difficult? Is it more physical, or how? What can you say about it?
First of all, I would say it was very, very different. You know, because definitely it wasn't physical. It's not physical. Russian football is not very physical. Because where I'm coming from, we play very physical football. You know, where we have energy to cover more distance on the field and things like that. When I saw the Russian football players, when I played against them, to be honest with you, the level was very questionable. You know, it wasn't my expectation. It didn't meet up to my expectations at first, and then I understood that it's because of the level of league I was playing in. The Ploshad Liga had a different level from other leagues, had a different level from LFL, you know, and things like that. So the level of the Ploshad Liga was it was ups and downs. They had some very good players, they had some amateur players, they had some weak players, they had some extraordinary players, but there was no physicality like where I'm coming from, you know, and the game wasn't very fast as well. You know, where I'm coming from, I'm not very fast as a football player, but I know when the team is fast. I know when the football is moving very fast. So the Russian football, for me, the first impression was that it wasn't very fast. You know, it wasn't physical, it wasn't fast, and the level was questionable in general.
Because I've started playing soccer when I was like 15 years old,
right?
And I was like a wooden player. That's how we call it. You know, I did not know how to work with the ball, and that was really difficult for me, you know, to just go into this amateur soccer. And what I realized to myself, because my whole childhood was based on, you know, baseball.
Right.
I used to play with my dad. I mean, I had an opportunity to play American football because I did not understand that.
Yeah.
And I realized that when I watch European football and when I watch Russian football, everything is so freaking slow. Yeah, that's what you said. And they were just, you know, he passes the ball, you know, striker or somebody who plays, you know, wider, and he gets the ball and he just puts his head, and he watches, and it takes him like 5 seconds to choose where to pass.
Yeah.
And while you're watching like Spanish soccer or British soccer, it's much more faster.
Right,
a lot of it faster.
Yeah. Because coming from Nigeria, we watch a lot of Spanish football. Personally, I watched a lot of Spanish leagues. I watched a lot of German leagues. I watched a lot of English leagues, Italian leagues. So I could tell you that Russian football level is not at the same level, obviously, with these top teams, top countries that I just mentioned. And the pace is totally different. It's not even the tactical effectiveness on the field is also very different. In Spain, for example, it's not like their football is very fast. It's just that the way that the football moves to another player, and at the rate at which it moves, and the tactical positioning of the football on the field is totally different. It's not like Russian football is bad, but compared to the Spanish level, compared to the English level, it's totally different, and the pace at which players move with football here is very different. So like I feel like the physique is totally not comparable to each other. They are just at different levels. That's why I feel like the Russian teams struggle when they play against teams from Spain, England, or Italy, just because of the level of their football. It's not because of Russian football players are bad players. It's just because of the level of the league in general. They are playing against faster teams, and then they come to Russia and play against Russian teams. So it feels like they're playing against a more slower team. So they have the upper hand to win this team. So yeah.
I mean, we didn't have any problem with Real Madrid back in the days where CSK won like 2 times in the group stage, and they didn't even made it to playoffs. This only happens with the Russian teams.
Very few teams play fast football in Russia. CSK is one of them. I think, of course, Zenit St. Petersburg is one of the, if not the best team in Russia. They play very fast football as well because of the Brazilian players there. So they kind of influence the pace at which football is moving. And Spartak as well, they have some good. Now Spartak has a very fast-paced football. So it's actually impressive watching a team like Spartak now play, because their football is much faster than it used to be.
What about Lokomotiv?
I don't watch a lot of Lokomotiv. They have some very fast players at Lokomotiv. I think like somebody like P9 or something like that.
Yeah,
he's a very fast player. So I feel like when the ball is with him, he moves fast. But when the ball is not with him, I don't think the ball moves very fast on the field. Do you understand? So it's just my opinion, obviously. But everybody can have a different opinion. But I just feel like a Lokomotiv, the football is not very fast when it's not with P9. Do you understand? But when the ball comes to him, suddenly the whole team is moving faster because he's always very direct and quick with the ball.
Now, what about the level of goalkeeping in Russia? I mean, Lev Yashin was the winner of Ballon d'Or, and we got a lot of different goalkeepers, who are really good, and they're underrated. And
fact. I think Russian goalkeepers are very much underrated. They're some of the best goalkeepers in Europe. Yeah, really, and they kind of discover Russian goalkeepers very early as well. Goalkeepers have a very long career, but if you watch Russian football, most of their goalkeepers start very early. They make it to the biggest teams very early ages in their careers. So I feel like they're not appreciated enough. So like they concede goals, for example, not because of their fault, but because of the level of players in the field. Do you understand?
The defense.
Their defense. That's what I'm saying. Like the players on the field. So like the goalkeepers, if you place them in a team like Real Madrid, in a team like even Malaga, for example, in Spain, they would do much better because of the level of football will be very different from where they are now in Russian football. I've seen so many good goalkeepers in Russian. I've seen at Krasnodar. I've seen at CSK. I've seen King has been a very good goalkeeper for a very long time. He's even much older now, but for a very long time, we know him from Nigeria. Yeah, for real. Like we watch him a lot. Watch CSK, watch Zenit. These teams, we watch them a lot. So we could easily tell you that the goalkeepers were very, very good. Still very good. So I don't remember this goalkeeper's name from Spartak as well.
Maximenko.
Maximenko. Yeah, they have so many good goalkeepers. Now. Even in Zenit as well.
That's why they bought Safonov.
You can clearly see it. For real. Because if the level was low, you wouldn't see somebody like Safonov going to PSG. I think it's significant to understand that this is the level of Russian goalkeeping. But the football is much lower than the goalkeeping in Russian football.
So tell me, you had a great career in Media League. This is a really interesting part of your story, part of your career. And let's return to this previous question about the players and about the goalies. Do you know any players who are at the same level as European, tournaments, who could play over there, but they play in the Media League right now, in your opinion?
Yes.
Some individuals.
A lot. In Media League right now, there's a lot actually. It's like, You have players like, okay, I'm going to start from the defenders.
Yeah.
And then we'll go up. I think somebody like Skorobut or something like that. From Amcal. I think that's Skorobut is
two draws. It's a different one.
Yeah, it's a different one. There's a central defender from Amcal. He's very tall. He kind of had problems with the players a while ago with the coach or something like that. Yeah. I don't remember his name. And of course, Imai as well, the captain of Amcal. Mm-hmm. He has a very good level. He can play in some good leagues in Europe. If you come to the midfield, okay, let me go on the right back. On the right back, you have some very good players as well. I think you have somebody like, what's his name? Dogaprud or something like that. Dogashin or something.
I'm trying to remember as well, but if we don't remember, we're just going to put the picture of all of them.
Right, he played for... He just left Fight Nights. I think he just joined the new team now. Yeah. But he was playing for Fight Nights. He's played for Two Drots as well, or Amcal. So like you have him. You have another good player as well in Leonid. He's a right back of SKA Rostov now. He's very good. He can play at a very good level because I've watched him a lot. And then at the midfield, you have you can say more or less. Like you have Ilya from FK10. Yeah, he's very good as well. He's young, he has a lot of things to improve on. But from the basics, you can clearly tell that he will succeed at most leagues in Europe. You have who else on the midfield? Of course, let's go to like somewhere like Amcal. You have Riba, what's his name? Yeah, he's a very solid player. I think he can succeed at any league with good players around him, so he's one of the best players. I think he's the best player in the league right now, so he can play at any level in Europe. Who else? I think on the midfield as well, you have somebody like Prince at SKA Rostov now. Yeah, Prince, you have, what's his name? Ivan as well, both of them that play for SKA Rostov in the midfield now.
Ivan Zolo? Wait.
No. Yeah, there's like this. Both of them are Ghanaians. They're very good. They can play at a good level. And then there's PREMIERA. I think is Alexei. He plays in the midfield for SKA Rostov as well. I think he's from FNL or Premier League as well. He's a very solid player. He can play in any league in the world as a defensive midfield. He plays in the midfield for SKA Rostov now as well. And then you have Mavrin. Yeah, Mavrin is at a very good level as well. He's much older, but like he can play in any league because he's a very creative player. Mm-hmm. So I think his level is very good. And then you have somebody like Slon as well.
Slon?
Yeah, Slon from Two Drots. Slon is a very good player. I think he can succeed at any league as well. He's a very brilliant player. Of course, you have Gaucho. I think Gaucho is not much of a scorer. He's not much of a scoring striker, but he does a lot for the team. He helps the team a lot. So I feel like he can play at any level as well in Europe. Maybe not as a center forward, but from every other position, I think he will do much better. Who else? Who else can I mention? Of course, you have Kotuz. Yeah, Kotuz is a brilliant player. He's a goal scorer.
He's a monster.
Yeah, man. He is. The most important thing for a striker is to score goals, so I feel like Kotuz can succeed at different leagues. He may struggle in the beginning because he's not much of a dribbler and things like that. But if he has good midfielders around him, he's going to succeed in any league in the world. Who else can we mention? I think if we go to... there's so many players. I could go on and on, mentioning. But like a few of these guys that I've mentioned, great players.
Maybe yourself.
I'm trying to be humble. I'm trying to be humble. Obviously, I can play in any league in the world. Yeah. I believe in myself, and I also feel like the stats are there as well. So I think anyone literally that has the basics, in football can work hard to play in any league. Mm-hmm. Some people will just get there faster. Some people will take a longer period of time to get there. So, but like most people that play in MFL, especially in the top teams, can succeed at some good leagues. Maybe not in the La Liga, not in the Serie A, but he can maybe in the second divisions, things like that, he can do well.
What do you think about Krapivnikov?
Great player.
No, the younger one.
Which one exactly?
Krapivnikov, the guy.
You're talking about Krap?
Yeah.
Danya. Danya is my guy, so I'm kind of, when you said Krapnikov, I'm like, I know, I mostly call him Danya,
Yeah.
Of course, everybody knows him as Krap. He's a showman.
He's a showman.
He's a brilliant player as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the fact that he can succeed under pressure, he can play anywhere, even more than the players I mentioned. A lot of the players I mentioned are very good players, but when there's a lot of, because you have to understand that football is not just the football you're playing on the field, the atmosphere from the fans. Krap is a player that can succeed even if people are against him. Even when the crowd is booing him, he can succeed. So a player like that can succeed in any league in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He's a showman, yes. The fans love him, yes. And some players, this can be distracting for some players, but for him, I think it can be a boost for him. So I believe he can play in any league in the world.
But is it like, really, you got to be really careful when you are a showman.
Of course.
Have to keep that
you have to. There are times for everything. I have this saying by Zlatan Ibrahimovic that they don't pay you to talk with your mouth; they pay you to talk with your legs. As a football player, so like if you start thinking that you have to talk with your mouth before you talk with your legs, then the thing is already affecting your brain. You're already being distracted. So if you get to that point where you can channel all the booing, all the shows, all the distractions and turn them into something that will fuel your concentration, great. There's so many players, so many bad examples that I can mention, but I don't want to mention out of respect for them.
Yeah, sure.
That the fame has gotten to their brain, so they've been distracted so many times. Even somebody like Krap, he's my guy, so I can easily mention his name. He's been distracted a few times, but at the same time, he's always found his way to come back, to stay focused and deliver, but like, it gets into your head if you're not careful.
I mean, we're not trying to put him in a bad place.
Right,
I'm just asking about this phenomenon.
Right, of course. In general, he's a great player. Like I said, he likes to be a showman. Some people love to be famous. Some people love fame. Some people don't like it. Some people, it comes to them without permission. Fame just comes to them and like, you're going to be famous, whether you like it. And someone like Sloan does well at every condition. Fans, no fans, Sloan is a great player. He will always do well. He doesn't let the fame affect him mentally. Some players let it affect them mentally. Yeah. So like, some people do well with it. Some people don't do well with fame as well. So yeah.
So you have been playing in this league for a long time,
right.
And also in other like leagues, amateur like Superliga F, LFL, and Plusho or whatever.
Right.
Which crowd was your favorite? Your fans?
The crowd. I would say, okay. First of all, I've played for a few teams, so I have to like look at. I think, based on the atmosphere, I think it was Sakhalinets.
Sakhalinets.
Yeah, when I played for Sakhalinets, the atmosphere of the fans was extraordinary. You could feel it when you're on the field, and also because we were playing at the big stadiums most of the times because of the fan base. So like, I think the atmosphere when I played for this team was extra. It was cool.
So I mean, you had Druzhina, you got Broke Boys, you got what else? Dengi,
Dengi Rockets,
Skarastov, and now you're a free agent.
Yeah.
And I was searching for information about you just to make sure, and you have recently you became a free agent after something happened in your previous team.
Right.
So in an interview with Sports.ru, you gave an interview to them. You commented that on your departure from the team. So they officially said goodbye to you because it wasn't your decision.
Right.
You just wanted to stay after the game, and you wanted to apologize to Konstantinovich.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
And he said that it was unfair, and they didn't make the decision to remove you from the team. So you're ready to play, and you're waiting for the offers from the other team.
Right.
So what happened is that you were upset about something, about the coach's decision, and you did not enter the game, the previous game of the SCA Rostov.
Right.
What happened?
It wasn't. Most people don't understand that this game where I showed my emotions was the aftermath of what has already been happening, because that was the fourth game where I didn't play. We had friendly matches before that game. That was our first game. We had like 2-3 friendly matches, and everybody played. We're getting ready for the season, and we had friendly preseason games that almost the whole team played except me. So I was calm in the beginning. The first game I was calm, second game I was calm, third game I was calm. And then I expected some explanations. The players are asking me, my teammates are asking me, what's happening? Why are you not playing? Do you have a problem with the coach? I'm like, no, I don't have a problem, because I don't understand why I'm not playing as well. I don't miss trainings. I attended trainings. I did well in trainings, because the coach puts you when you're doing well in training as well. I did well. I scored goals in training, and trainings. And at this game, we were winning 4-0. 4-0 against a very weak team compared to us. And most of the players has already played. One of the strikers was almost getting injured in the field. We have a striker like Pisarski from the Premier League, or a few other players. They've all played, and it's just me remaining. The fans want to see me on the field. I want to see myself on the field. It's the first game of the season, 4-0. I think it was a good atmosphere as well for me to be a part of this game as well. I wanted to get the season running, score if possible, and the coach didn't put me. So I got very emotional. I wasn't happy, and I felt like I needed to show him that I wasn't happy, because 3 games before this game, he didn't put me and I didn't say anything. I was calm. I was smiling to him, everyone, because I thought, okay, maybe it's just his decision. But at this game, it was very clear that he was doing it intentionally. So after the game, we were celebrating our win with Basta and the fans, So I went to take my bag to join them celebrate. He tried to shake me. I ignored him, and I told him, he tried to touch me. I refused to touch him. I'm like, yo. And then some people saw me, of course, he was angry because I didn't shake his hands. He felt disrespected. And to me, I felt very disrespected as well, So when I tried to not shake, when I ignored his handshake, he got very angry and said, I'm leaving the team. I just kept quiet and went into the dressing room. Later, a few hours later, I sent him a message and apologized and said, I'm sorry. It was just from emotions. I want to play. You can understand this because you were a football player, you're a coach, and you still play football. You know how it's difficult for a football player when they don't play, especially when they deserve to play. And he sent me a voice note and told me, that was not beautiful, King. We decided to remove you from the team. And I was like, really? Well, okay, then no problem. I understand. My teammates tried to talk to the coach. He refused. It was the coach's decision. The management didn't care. They wanted me to stay, but the coach was the one making some of the big decisions on players and transfers in the team at SCA Rostov. So they decided to kick me out. And I was like, okay, then no problem. That's how I became a free agent at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So the players from your previous team called you or write you down, supporting you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a few guys texted. A few did not text. Of course, it's expected, Some of my friends texted. Someone like Prince, someone asked some people. A few other guys texted me and asked me what happened. They tried to talk to the coach. Even after a week, they still tried to talk to the coach. He said, no, that is a disciplinary problem, that he will not take me back to the team, and it was difficult to move on from this situation personally for me. But I had to just move on. It's just life. This is football. Things like that happen sometimes. Some people try to talk to the coach on my behalf, but he said no. So that's how things happened.
So do you have any offers right now? Do you have any people approaching to you?
Currently, no, because the season is almost done. You know, we have about a few games, about 4 games or so, 5 games remaining from like a few teams. You know, so like, and the final will be in China, so it makes no sense for anything to even take a new player now.
Yeah.
Because it will be unfair to the players that has already been in these teams. So I don't have any offers, and I'm actually not looking for offers. Actually, you know, I'm open to offers, but I'm not looking for offers because the way it works in the media league is that sometimes you have to be the one looking for the offers, and then people will talk to you, and then you guys will discuss about the terms and conditions and things like that. So I don't have any offers now. So, but I'm expecting in the next season, hopefully, yeah.
So what are your plans for, you know, upcoming 2 months, I guess, before the end of the year? What do you want to do?
I'm just focused on doing my thing, you know, creating more content, as you already know. I've been making more long videos on my YouTube channel. You know, I have a few audience. I think you might have seen it. I have about 219,000 followers on YouTube. So I feel like I'm trying to spend more time and put more energy in this direction to grow my Instagram, to grow my YouTube, to grow my TikTok, and just spend the next 2-3 months trying to develop my brand as a person outside of the media league, you know, and to just grow and see what comes out of it.
Did you think about, you know, traveling back to Nigeria to meet your, you know, relatives, parents, uncle?
I was there 1 year ago.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like, and my mom was here as well. You know, she came. I brought her here, so I feel like I don't really have much that I would need to do there now. But I feel like in the coming future, obviously, I would visit for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't know when, but in the next few months, I don't think I'm planning to go.
You brought mom.
Yeah.
And
so
how did she react?
She was very impressed, obviously, at the technology here, so the cleanliness in Moscow, you know, and of course she was very impressed with the buildings, because here a lot of people live in apartments. In Nigeria, people live in mostly houses.
Yeah.
So it was a bit different for her, but in general, she was very, very impressed, you know, compared to things that she hears and the propaganda she hears on the news.
Yeah, that's quite...
Yeah, it's a lot, actually. And she's older, so she listens to the radio a lot, and seeing how things are here and how they are different from what she hears, she was very impressed.
So let's return to those questions when you came to Russia, and you told me about, you know, guys are smoking openly and everybody. Have you ever understood the Russian mentality or Russian soul? Because for me, I'm half American, half Russian. I was born here, but part of my life I used to live in America, in Florida, really diverse place. And there was time when I brought my cousins to Russia. You know, they're kind of, you know, how you call it? Their ancestors were rednecks.
Oh yeah.
You know, they talk like that all the time.
Really?
Yeah, it was really interesting. Not rednecks, but how we call it, hillbillies.
Yeah.
Hillbillies. They're really, you know, they're farmers, and that was their first time ever to go somewhere abroad. Like, it was the first time going to Russia. Absolutely different place.
Yeah.
Different mentality and everything.
All right.
And they went to Moscow, and you see all those sites, you know, Red Square and everything. They were stunned, of course.
Of course.
Mean, it's not that hard to, you know, to see how, it's not that hard to impress American at some point. But yeah, but they went to a different city. It's a little town where my countryside is. It's Tambovskaya Oblast, Michurinsk. And they went there, and I just want to tell you the reaction of, you know, the guys, you know, at the store or the farmer place, you know, farmer store, and they were like, they were selling meat, selling everything, vegetables, and, you know, the group is approaching to them, and they heard only speaking English, American English, and they were just like, "What the hell?" No, the reaction of the people who lives in provinces.
Yeah.
Because Moscow people, they're like, like we're a lot of foreigners. We got used to it, but the guy from province. Yeah, I saw his face. He was standing. He got like meat stuff here, and he was just like, how he said in Russian. Ничего себе, пиндосы приехали. Like pindosy, it's like American slang word.
Okay.
Like Russians say pindosy sometimes.
All right, got it.
Explain who American is, but they did that in they did that in like kindness. And they did not feel disrespect to us, and they start talking behind our backs. They were surprised that a freaking American came to this place.
Yeah, of all places.
Yeah, and I asked Jacob, one of my cousins. I asked him, "How do you see Russians?" And he said, "I have no fucking idea. They're so strange." I mean, and for me, as I told you, I was born here. I was raised there, but I don't know who is a Russian person. It's really hard to tell what the Russian soul is.
My opinion, I feel like coming from a country like Nigeria is a very difficult country to live in as well. At the same time, it can be an easy country to live in. I feel like one of the things that was very unusual for me is the way Russians don't smile.
Yeah.
They have a very serious face. Everybody looks angry, even when they're not angry, So that mentality was very different for me. In Nigeria, you don't have people just frowning their face for no reason, Here you see people looking very angry, like if they don't know you, they don't want to smile at you, Yeah. And that was a very different mentality for me. And for us, I may not know you in Nigeria, for example, and I will still smile at you. But here everybody looks very serious. Everybody tries to mind their businesses, and that's a very different mentality for me, and also the fact that people here just respect boundaries.
As an American and Russian, I feel like American people, they smile a lot, but they're not like their true emotion.
Yes, that was a different thing for me as well.
But Russians, they're cold sometimes. They don't smile, and when you have a talk with them, you're just like, let's go drink some vodka. Like
something like that. Yeah. At least they're not hypocritical.
Yeah.
If the Russian is smiling at you, they really want to smile.
Yeah.
If they're angry, they're angry. So like it was a different thing. Like you said, back home, for example, for me as a Nigerian, and based on things I've seen as well from people all over the world, they're very hypocritical. People might be smiling and they're not really happy, even when they're smiling. But for me, the mentality here that I saw that a Russian person smiling at you is really smiling from his soul. He's not faking it, and of course the drinking culture. I don't drink.
It's a stereotype.
Yeah, it's a stereotype. The drinking culture that quote and unquote clouds Russia. Outside of Russia is a propaganda. It'll make it look like everybody just drinks anyhow, anytime, everywhere. If you've never been to Russia, that's what you would think. But now I see it. Now it's totally wrong. People drink. Russians drink everywhere. People drink in the world. So I feel like it's just a stereotype. The mentality that they have here, they drinking is just not it's not just a gathering to drink. For me, what I've noticed in Russians, it's like a community. It's a way to spend quality time with your friends and family. So it's not just drinking, quote and unquote. It's a way to spend time and enjoy each other's company. That was very interesting for me.
So what's your favorite place in Moscow, for example? Like your favorite place to go, like to hang around, or your favorite side, maybe? What about that?
It will be a cliche, but I'll tell you my favorite place is the football fields in Moscow.
A football field in Moscow.
Yeah, but like that's my job, so I shouldn't say that. I feel like I think my favorite place would be. I just like to walk, yeah. So I think maybe it might be somewhere like Gorky Park.
Gorky I mean, that's basic.
Yeah, it's a very basic place, but I like the atmosphere there, especially when the weather is very good. You know, like I like to walk around with my friends there a lot and families, and so I feel like Goki Park tops the list as one of my favorite places. Of course, I could say Red Square, but it's not one of my favorite places. Yeah. You know, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. But like, the atmosphere is very different from somewhere like Goki Park. So I would say Goki Park. Yeah.
It's a calm place, of course.
Yeah.
And if you weren't a football player, what would you be?
That's a very good question. I feel like if you asked me this question 10 years ago or 6 years ago, for example, I think my answers would have been different. So today, if I wasn't a football player, I think I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Doing content on social media. YouTuber, most likely, which I'm still a YouTuber now. So I just feel like probably I've just probably been like full-time before now. You know, so like that's I don't think I would have been, I've modeled before, but I don't think I would have been a model. I like modeling, but like it's not a thing I would say I want to spend all my time doing. Like I spend all my time being a YouTuber.
Yeah. So what is your goal on YouTube? How many subscribers?
A million.
Or million subscribers?
I just want to get to 1 million subs, and even though subs don't really matter anymore, but like I want to get to 1 million subs on YouTube with a very strong community. You know, I just started streaming not long ago. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so I feel like my dream now is to build a very strong community and then get to 1 million subs. You know, I feel like that would be wow for me. You know, I don't really care about 100 million subs. You know, if I can get a very strong community, and then 1 million is a very big milestone. So I feel like getting to 1 million subs and getting a very strong community from my subscribers will be extraordinary. And that's just for YouTube.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, we got a lot of different YouTubers out here that's doing soccer content, football content.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. You're from both worlds, so it's normal.
Yeah, I know. But there are a lot of YouTubers, but a lot of them, they just, you know, they use Western content and they adapt it to Russian people. And for example, Artpo.
Yes.
He's one of the biggest YouTubers right now in the Russian community. Not only in Russian, but you know, Kazakhstan.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
What do you think about his future? I mean, he's really talented, in my opinion, and I have worked with him, and he has a bright future. And what do you think about this? How many people like Artpo we're gonna see in the future? Successful people.
I feel like Artpo is a very, very, very brilliant guy. I've watched his videos, had a couple of videos with him. Of course, one of the videos, including you as well. I feel like he does what only him can do. In the sense that there will be similar creators, there will be similar YouTubers coming up. But there's one thing about him. You can clearly see that he's not just doing it for content. He loves to make content. You know, it's one thing to love your job, and it's another thing to do it because it's a necessity. He loves being a YouTuber, you know, so I feel like this is the lowest he can be. He's only going to keep going up from here, because now I realize that I watched his video this morning, one of his videos this morning, actually, and his videos has been auto-dubbed and being played to me in English.
Oh. You
know, and that's very cool, and that's going to kind of boost his fan base beyond people that don't speak English. You know, so I feel like that's a plus for him, and he's been able to get over 1.5 million subs from people that just speak Russian, and just literally Russian and the USSR countries, you know, and he's been able to do that with just Russian language, you know, and I feel like he's inspired so many YouTubers. There are so many other small creators starting, you know, but I feel like Artpo is smart enough to bring out the Western idea into Russia, add his own flares to it, and then bring it to his audience in Russia. So I feel like it's going to only motivate him and also motivate other people that create similar content to do similar things like him.
I mean, he's a great man. I mean, we worked a lot together, and I can see that he right now that's the start of his new era.
Right.
He used to do all those videos where he just shoots in the net.
Yeah,
and he's telling stories, but right now I can see that it's different level.
He's on a different level. Like I saw his videos with Rafina.
Yeah.
Bro, that video was just not put out at a good time.
Yeah.
That video was done with a very right guest. You know, that you saw his emotions in that video. You saw the emotions of Rafina in that video. You saw the response, and I'm sure you could see the response of the community as well. It kind of shows you that people on YouTube, for example, people fall in love with personality. Do you understand? And personality is very important, and Atpo shows this personality in his videos. I know how he started on TikTok and Instagram a while ago, the kind of videos he used to make. Now he has developed from just normal average football videos to challenges, to meeting superstars, to meeting football legends all over the world.
Yeah.
And I feel like I said, this is the lowest he can be. He's going up from here.
Yeah,
you know.
Definitely. I mean, the best place for him to go is to play the charity match for Sidemen.
Right. At this point, it's very possible because he's up there.
Yeah.
Getting an opportunity to attend the Ballon d'Or, you know, is going to be one of those things that he has done that will open more doors for him, because not everybody was invited to the Ballon d'Or. You know, not even so many English bloggers, English YouTubers. But Atpo was invited. He had an opportunity to attend the Ballon d'Or ceremony. So I feel like he's trying to learn English now, from what I know from who spoke to him. He has an English teacher now, and his videos been dubbed in English. I feel like if he gets more English audience, definitely he will be invited to the Sidemen charity game in the nearest future.
I mean, Jom, I know you're learning English right now, and I would suggest you watching this interview because we're talking about you, man. I think you need Yandex translation after that. The Blitz survey.
Yeah.
You just answer quick and like really short questions. Nigerian stew or borscht?
Nigerian stew.
Fufu or buckwheat?
Fufu.
Afan soup or salanka?
Afan soup.
Oh my god. Kvass or zobo?
Zobo for sure.
Zobo for sure?
Yeah, I don't really drink alcohol, and kvass kind of feels like alcohol to me.
Okay, not kvass, something more mild. Tarhun?
Or you can say compote.
Compote,
Compote or zobo, I'll pick compote, yeah.
So zobo is like a...
Similar to compote, actually. But I'll pick compote, yeah.
Okay. Place what I should definitely visit while I'm traveling to Nigeria?
Lagos. In Lagos, you would enjoy Nigeria. Lagos is like Moscow of Nigeria. Everybody is there. You meet people from Russia.
Yeah.
Funny enough. You meet people from the UK, you meet people from America, you meet Nigerians. You literally experience the Nigerian life in Lagos. You know, I would advise you to visit the beaches in Lagos. We have so many beaches in Lagos. We have interesting places, literally. I can't just mention one place. If you just get to Lagos, everywhere in Lagos is interesting for you as a foreigner, especially.
You know, Atlantic Ocean.
Places like that. You know, there's so many beaches in Nigeria that you would experience and enjoy your time.
What is your dream club to play in?
In the world?
Yep.
I think everybody has a dream to play for Real Madrid, obviously. But I think I would enjoy playing for a club like Arsenal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Arsenal or Real Madrid, but mostly Arsenal, you know, because it's just a team I've admired for a long time. I've always admired the atmosphere and the fan base. And I've also kind of had this dream of living in London before. Not really a dream now for me because I enjoy living in Moscow. Yeah. But I used to have this dream as a kid to live in London, and Arsenal is from North London, so I used to have that dream. So who knows?
So this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Your favorite meme?
My favorite meme. I think my favorite meme is this. I think I saw it not long ago as well. I think from Coming to America, maybe you know. This from Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that he was like, "Good morning, my neighbors."
Fuck you.
And then somebody was like, "Oh, yo, fuck you," and then he was like, "Yes, yes, fuck you too." That gets me every time. It's one of my favorites. You know, every time I hear it, I just laugh a lot. You know.
Do you have a favorite African meme?
There's a lot. I don't pay attention to them, but there's a lot actually. You know, I think I have one I can remember. I think it's called.
Why are you running?
Why are you?
Why are you running?
That's very, very funny. And then of course the "Why are you gay?" You know, I think you've seen it.
Who says I'm gay?
Who says I'm gay? And it's like, you are gay. That's very funny. You know, it cracks me up. You know, it's crazy. It's like, why are you gay? And it's like, who says I'm gay? It's like, you are gay. So it was very funny watching it for the first time.
Corruption is not bad. It's only bad when I'm not involved.
Yes, that's a very typical thing. It's the reality, actually, you know.
Oh my God, I love African memes. There's there's hilarious.
So many of them. I don't pay attention because there's so many of them. I literally just go online and just watch and just laugh.
Yeah. So one of the last questions. Do you have any question for me? You want to ask?
Question for you. Would you rather spend summer in Russia or in the States?
That's a hard question because I've spent already not a half of my summer, but 1 month of summer in America. But I mean, these countries both my motherlands.
Of course, both of them.
And I'm here like 24/7 all the time in Moscow. I don't go so much. I mean, I wish and I hope to go somewhere more. And I mean, like, ideal plan for myself is to go to United States when it's cold here.
Okay.
During summer, of course, summer here is beautiful.
Obviously.
Oh my God.
Very, very.
Yeah, but those insects and
that's another disadvantage.
I don't like it. But I mean, in Florida during summer is extremely hot, and it's really diverse. You know, the first half of the day you feel a lot of heat, you feel a lot of sun just right over there, and you're like you took a shower and you're just going outside, you're already wet.
Are you serious?
And people work in these conditions all the time.
Wow.
And I mean, also in the second half of the day, it's raining all the time.
All the time.
All the time raining. It rains.
Crazy. That's crazy. I don't like it when it rains all the time.
Yes, it's really uncomfortable, and that's why I prefer summer in Russia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes
and
sense.
Also, I don't like playing like football in America as well because it's really hot, and also there is a place where I play football with my buddies. You know, they're from different countries, like from Latin America, and I was preparing for the pickup football. Pick up football in the evening. There's a field where we used to play on. Right now, it's fully developed and it's different.
Right.
And this field right over here and right over here is swamps.
Are you serious?
Yes, swamps with alligators and all the different kind
I remember it's Florida.
rattlesnakes and everything. I mean, I
don't think I would ever live in Florida, just because of this thing that you just mentioned.
Only elderly people live in Florida. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you still see some videos of some creators from Florida, and it's just funny to me how they're very common. I see some videos of kids playing with alligator. I saw a video a few days ago.
Yeah.
There's a kid that an alligator came to the entrance of their house, and he was just trying to feed the alligator.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is Florida. It's normal in Florida.
This is Florida, man. You're just feeding alligators. That's great. Rattlesnakes. So return to the story. And during my practice, I shoot at the net, and it ricocheted from a bar and went to the corner flag. And I slipped while I was running towards this flag. And you know a snake called how do you call it? Yeah, a snake. It's I forgot its name. Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth. It's because his mouth is white, and its mouth. Of course, it's venomous.
Yeah, of course.
And I fell, and I understood that like 2 meters right next to me is a fucking snake that opened his mouth.
Why am I scared? Just from your story.
I wasn't scared. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going away. I'm not going to your territory.
I would pass out, bro. I don't like snakes. Like I hate snakes. I'm afraid of snakes. If I hear there's a snake here, I'm leaving immediately. Like that's how much I'm afraid of snakes.
I mean, don't go to Florida.
I would. I mean, I would have loved to go, but trust me, just because of the things that Florida has, trust me, it's a bit scary for me. Or probably I don't know where I would go in Florida that I would not have to experience these things.
I mean, you won't definitely, but because the Florida by itself, it's like only 5 big cities, and rest of it is just Everglades. It's a place where there's a lot of different kind of animals and deadly insects, deadly alligators, and everybody, manatees, as well, but they're not scary. But I had a story when we used to live in this big house back in the day when I was a child, and my dad was taking a shower, and while he was taking a shower, he noticed that something is trying to get through the tube. Well, during his shower, he rushed away from there, and he noticed that's a venomous snake. He took a towel, he grabbed it, went to our backyard. He took his machete from his backyard as well. He chopped his head off, and the head was still like.
Yeah, I know it's dangerous when the head. Yeah,
it is dangerous, and that's why they usually call plumbers. To put like certain
containers,
containers and everything.
To cover them up.
Yeah, that's scary, but it's not that it doesn't usually happen that much, but still, I know a lot of stories when people were just sitting on a toilet, somebody just that happens.
Crazy.
That could happen.
That's scary, though.
I've seen a lot of alligators on golf courses as well. While you're playing golf, there's an alligator right next to the hole, just waiting here, like, waiting for the ball to come right over here. And that was funny because I don't know if you've seen this video where the golfer is just he's coming towards this alligator because he's standing in the way, and he just poked him with the stick, and he just rushed into the water. And that's really funny to watch. I mean, I love Florida. I love Florida, but I would move to a different state. Definitely somewhere.
If you had to live somewhere in the States apart from Florida, where else would you live?
That's a really interesting question because me and my girlfriend were thinking about it like recently, and because of course we want to spend our time in Russia, raise our children. I mean, this kind of stuff. But if we want to buy a foundation in America, we'd definitely go somewhere. Somewhere Idaho, maybe. What else? Utah.
Yeah.
South Dakota, Missouri as well because my dad is from there.
Okay.
Texas, not Texas. Definitely, because all those guns policies.
Right, that's crazy now. Yeah.
Definitely. Like Tennessee is really beautiful. Georgia is very beautiful. So it depends on Texas and everything.
Yeah,
it's really a hard question.
It's important. Yeah.
So. Last question.
Yeah.
Why do you love playing football?
Football is life, man. Football is a religion, like I said. It's I don't know the sport I would have done. I think I wouldn't have done any other sport if it wasn't for football. Football brings happiness. Football makes you forget your problems. Football gets you excited about running or hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So like football is emotion, it's action, and these things make you understand that the culture of playing football is that it's more than just a game. Yeah.
Ну что ж, подкаст подошел к концу. Сегодня у меня в гостях был Кинг, великолепный человек. Еще раз спасибо.
Пожалуйста.
Подписывайтесь на наш канал, ставьте лайки, не забывайте ставить уведомления о том, что у нас будут скоро новые выпуски. Обязательно смотрите, поддерживайте наш канал. Всем спасибо, всем пока.